What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, back again to chop it up with you, the best fan base in the world. I appreciate your time and support because we got to take a second to talk about this huge reveal from Dan Campbell, giving Jeff Okudah the starting spot as the Lions' opening quarterback in the regular season come week one. Gotta say, I'm pretty surprised, man. I did not see this coming. I really didn't. I mean, we just talked about this last week. I shared a lot of my concern about what we had not seen and a lot of the reporting that we saw. I was pretty worried about what was going on in the world of Jeff Okudah. But one thing you will learn about me sitting in this seat and on this microphone, when you give critique of a player, when you express some, tough concerns and maybe give off some not so favorable reviews of what players are doing, I always believe that your energy has to match the same energy from a negative critique to a positive critique. So Jeff Okudah, congratulations, my man. Absolutely hats off to you, sir. It really is deserved because you played your butt off against the Steelers. It was a 19-9 loss in their final preseason action on the road. First of all, let's just celebrate that we're done with preseason football for the year. We're finally 2 weeks away to get to real NFL regular season action, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like when the Lions take on the Eagles because, again, the starting cornerbacks will be Amani Oruwariye and now Jeff Okudah. One thing that we absolutely learned about Jeff Okudah during this time, he didn't give this to him on a silver platter. He earned this starting spot. I will give him credit for that. And you can earn it through struggle. I mean, there was no question that there was a battle between him and Will Harris. We heard that from Aaron Glenn. We heard it from Dan Campbell, that they were the two battling for that starting spot opposite Amani Oruwariye. And everything that we had seen and were hinted to up until that point showed that maybe there was some struggle on the side of Jeff Okudah. But from what we saw in the Steelers game, showed a lot of flash that he could be that guy on the outside that this team needs. Again, they showed a lot of bend, don't break to him. They let up a lot of yards. They surrendered some big plays, had some penalties, showed some discipline issues. But when it was time to get off the field and make a play, the Lions did what they needed to do. And I'm pretty sure on the heels of it, when Jeff Okudah made the play he made, I believe the Lions had a fourth down go for in the second quarter, I think it was. They were on their own 25-yard line, pinning the defense way behind the ball, way behind their ears, where they had to get in very unfavorable field position to take on this defense, or this offense, that they were struggling to go against at this moment. So the Lions made some pretty good plays, got some pressure on the quarterback, and Jeff Okudah made one of the biggest plays throughout the game. Ran a slant across the middle to George Pickens, and Okudah was there to knock the ball down. Swiped it down, no penalty, his hands were clean, made an awesome play to help get the defense off the field and draw only blood of 3 points from the offense. Kudos to him, man. He's earned it. It looks like he's really making a play. Again, I was concerned that Hard Knocks hadn't even mentioned his name through the first 3 episodes. Who knows? Maybe now at this point, this is maybe where he gets his mention. Maybe this is where he gets his shine. I hope so, because he absolutely deserves it. Even off the small sample size itself, I got to give him his credit. Listen, if he earns it, you got to give him his due. So I have nothing bad to say about Jeff Okudah and what he's done so far, and I'm going to be optimistic about what he can bring to the regular season. I didn't think he's going to be a bust. I'm not saying he can't play, but it was good to see some promise from him in these reps in the time that was needed. Now, in the preseason, again, the final score does not matter. We don't care about the 19-9 loss, but you do pay attention to the little details in between the lines that help get you to that point. And for me, I appreciate what's been shown from this coaching staff, from Jeff Okudah in his growing pains, and it looks like he's got some promise to really be effective in this defense. One other thing that I really took note of throughout this whole process in order to give the starter is something that I really appreciate from this coaching staff, and that's helpful visibility and transparency into the steps that they're taking to build as a team. Now, this is what I mean by that. Just give me a second, we'll talk about it. The previous regimes with the Detroit Lions under Jim Caldwell and Matt Patricia were some of the most obnoxious eras of Lions football. Not just because of the product on the field, but because of their inability to put any kind of compelling information together to really give you some insight on what this team was doing. anytime you would talk to Jim Caldwell about a player that was injured or plays that didn't go well, coaching decisions, it was always the same responses from him. Oh, it's, didn't go how we wanted. We're going to do what we got to do next time. We'll watch film and see what happens. It was nothing helpful to really help fans understand, what these teams are going through and working on through a week-by-week basis. Injuries was the same thing, too. Oh, check the report. We'll have it out for you. We'll talk about it when we talk about it. Matt Patricia, every time he started getting on a microphone with the Lions, it started revealing to the point where it didn't matter that he was a former rocket scientist. It sounded like he didn't know football at all. It was all becoming a blur listening to those two men talk. And now with Dan Campbell stepping up in the media, talking after games, talking during Hard Knocks, I really appreciate the transparency that he's given. Even simply talking about the cornerback battle that Will Harris and Jeff Okudah were having. Being able to be open like that to say, hey, these two guys are going to go out and earn it. We're paying attention. We're going to give them every opportunity to be great. These are the things that they're paying attention to. And then even throughout the game, when things don't go right, I love how they can simply admit when things don't go how they wanted, state the things that they're working on, state what they thought was going to work out. I appreciate that transparency. It helps you learn the game. It helps you learn the players. It helps you get a new appreciation about the X's and O's of this game, at least from a nerdy football standpoint. Maybe the casual fan doesn't worry about it, but these little things are the things that I appreciate and pay attention to during preseason. So Dan Campbell, this is one more step to really help appreciate the culture shift that you're bringing to this franchise. And I appreciate everything that I'm seeing thus far going into the regular season with this team. But per usual, I want to hear your feedback. Talk to us in our YouTube comment section right now. Like the video and let us know your feedback about Jeff Okudah being named the opening week starter. What are your expectations? Do you think he's going to have a big impact? Do you think it's going to be something consistent that we're going to see from him? Because that's going to be the big key. It's not just can he make plays, but can he do it consistently? Do you think it's going to happen? Talk to me. I'd love to hear from you. Like the video, subscribe as well as we close in on 5K on the subscriber count. We would love to make it happen with your support. Please tap in and help us out. And be sure to check us out on our socials as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above. You can find us, check us, and search us, Detroit Sports Nation. And again, be sure to check out W.G. Brady's article on DetroitSportsNation.com. Tap in with me as well at I am Eric Vincent to be sure to follow me, and I'll be sure to see you again right here at the DSN News Desk. Peace.